What's up, everybody? Another episode of Smoking That Ish. Today, we're going to be talking about recreational marijuana in South Dakota and why this attempt is different from the past ones. Did we do it? I think most of you already know the answer to that. Is it on the ballot? I think you know, but we'll cover that too. Which other states are fighting for legalization, and are they facing the same kind of BS that we are? Plus updates from Unity Road, 1889 Farms, and Belushi Farms reviews, as well as what I think is going to be a new big hitter in the industry when it comes to flower and possibly everything else. And an actual situation where I agree with KRISTI NOEM, believe it or not. That and more on this episode of Smoking That Ish. First off, we're going to start with reviews and updates. Now, Unity Road is now doing text notifications for their loyalty members. Simply respond to their text with a capital Y, and you'll hear about all the new deals as they happen at Unity Road. All right, so check that out. They're doing you a favor by giving you a heads up without you having to go down there or call. 1889 Farms is going to be dropping some new strains in May. Some new strains, and I think maybe an old favorite. 1889 Farms is going to be dropping Tropicana Cookies, Hype Train, Watermelon Kush, Rainbow Belts, and Memory Loss. All of those are dropping from 1889 Farms in May. Dude, that's a lot just from one company, nonetheless everybody else. Superior Buds, thank you for having all these pre-rolls that I got and more that let me get a taste for what Belushi Farms is doing and letting me know that they're back around again. Shout out to your dispensary and a shout out to your staff as well. I feel like most places are getting solid staffs together, but Superior Buds has had it from the jump. So thank you. Genuinely, thank you guys. First, I'm going to talk about, we're going to get into these Belushi Farms pre-rolls, dude. I'm going to talk about Cadillac Rainbows. Cadillac Rainbows was 31.57%. And I actually got my hands on the flower of this one. The flower was absolutely gorgeous. Once again, it helped because it came in a jar. Yes, you guessed it. It came in a jar. Made it look much nicer when I opened it up. I think everybody needs to get into jars or plan on getting passed up. I think that's just the way it is. It was a sweet-smelling, hard-hitting strain with a hard-hitting high. Great for ending the day on a high note. My only criticism would be that it was a little harsh, but you have to remember also that I have weak baby bitch lungs, so many of you may not feel the same. Definitely check this one out if you can. Cadillac Rainbows from Belushi Farms. The next one is Garlic Mints. This one was strange for me because this one, it was 33.06%, so an absolute banger. But I didn't really have strong feelings either way. I could take it or leave it, you know? It's not super sweet or super garlicky, you know, or super minty. It's kind of like mid-level on all that. The pre-roll has a great coloration from the looks of it in the bud. From what I could tell through it, it looked like it was a very pretty bud. And it smokes smooth with a nice like mid-level high. Just no wow factor for me. And that's probably because of this next one. LA Kush, dude. LA Kush. 31.06%. And did I cover the Lemon V? I did, but the new stuff they got going on, we don't even need to talk about Lemon V right now. LA Kush, 31.06%. But if you do want that Lemon V, it is still same lemon V it was before, still available. This LA Kush is my new favorite as of right now. It's my new favorite bud. I myself have bought at least 5 of the 2 half-gram pre-roll things. I have a stack of them here that I bought. I can't get enough of it. It's super sweet, but I don't know how to describe the smell. Really, it's sweet, but not like overly sweet, with very slight earthy undertones. But the bud itself, it definitely balances out the earthy and the sweet. So the pre-roll had very slight earthy undertones, but smoked perfectly. Belushi Farms and the people at Dakota Herb do an amazing job with their pre-rolls. They're not loose. They're not loose, but they're super easy smoking. And the high off of this LA Kush is perfect. It's alert with no anxiety whatsoever, and the focus that you need to get things done. So this is a good all day, anytime smoke. Yeah, I'm telling you, like, I had to hunt this one down. I had to. So I tried to go to Dakota Herb, in Sioux Falls, but I couldn't find it. I don't know what is up with their Sioux Falls location, if it's even there anymore. But where Google Maps takes you is not it, dude. So I don't know where the heck it is. If anybody knows, let me know. So I called CANNABIS. They had 4 strains of the Belushi Farms, but no LA Kush, and this was a fucking LA Kush or no go, dude. So I called East River Cannabis because I'm calling the little guys first. I call the smaller businesses first because I feel better when the smaller dispos get my money, and they tend to keep things around longer. When the big dispos get it, it's fucking gone, dude. So I feel more comfortable giving the smaller. I've always been a fan of the underdog. I like having options, and I really don't want a marijuana Walmart equivalent to pop up. Shout out to East River Cannabis in Sioux Falls. The worker you had there was knowledgeable and kind. I got great service, found exactly what I wanted and then some. So thank you. And back to that Kush. Sparkling, sticky, gooey, and that's just the visuals. I opened it and it stunk up the entire room as if I had just sparked up a joint, dude. Every color from light green to purple and every green in between. Every shade of green in between. It's incredible. I'm absolutely in awe of this flower. I got a couple of them right here. Let me make sure I open the same one. I don't want to crack the seal on the other one. But it'll stank up this whole room, dude. And it's just gorgeous. And there's a few sugar leaves, you can tell. Very carefully, not over trimmed. And sparkles more than as if you put sugar on it. You couldn't make it sparkle any more than it does. There's no room for any more trichomes on this thing. It's so beautiful. And then, like I said, when you get it in the jar, when you get the flower form, it's an even balance of that sweet and like earthy nature smell when it's in its final flower form. Fans of, most animes. Instantly, it's going in the Hall of Fame right alongside Sherb Cream Cake, and it might even be a little bit better. I can't be positive, though. I haven't smoked enough of it. I can't say enough good things about this bud. You go out and you get it before I buy it all, because I will. I will get as much of this as my allotment allows for as long as I possibly can. And nuts to you if you don't. You're frippin'. Can't even talk. You're missing out, dude. You're missing out. I also picked up, huzzah, some Lifted Labs rapid rosin gummies in blue raspberry, dude. I haven't tried them yet, but I got them because these ones are 25 milligrams a piece, and that's fantastic. That's wonderful. At home, I've got the blueberry ones those are the ones that I've been taking now. They ran into the watermelon ones. The blueberry ones are a little less sour, a little more sweet. Very, very good. And effective, just as effective as the other ones. These guys are my current go-to company when it comes to edibles. So thank you to Lifted Labs for helping me have a job and function in life. I appreciate you guys. Now, for the mystery company that I talked about, that I think is going to come out of the gate directly competing with the companies that have been here from the beginning in South Dakota. I've talked about them before, but that was Carts. I'm talking about Urban Extracts and their Dirty 30. Oh my goodness. That's exactly what I said when I looked at it. It's they had it deli style there at East River, and man, you got to see it. You really got to see it. It's I looked at it and it's very purple. I called it like a purple princess, and this purple princess shines, dude. She sparkles. She's 31.48% THC, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, dude. I think it's going to be a 30% summer for all of you South Dakota medical patients. And for me, I think we're about to have ourselves a 30% summer. Seems like everybody's coming out of the woodwork with just absolute bangers, dude. Finally, the time is now. Yeah. Good for everybody. Unfortunately, this comes in a bag. Boo. But it looks gorgeous because it was only in the bag from the dispo to the studio. Another kind of sweet mystery, this one. I can't put my finger on it. It's something, maybe earth, maybe pepper. Is caryophyllene coming to the party? I don't know. I'm gonna have to smoke it to find out. So that's what I did. I smoked it, and it wasn't caryophyllene. It was more of, God, how do I describe it? The exhale on it was like when you eat a berry, not like just a grape, but like a grape or a blackberry, and not the initial like rush of sugariness, and not the end kind of like almost tartness on it, but that like, I don't know, the wholesome part in the middle of it, like in the middle of tasting a berry, the middle part. That's what I got when I exhaled it. And I mean, damn, dude, I think we got us a winner here. It's really good. And the other strain from them that East River had smelled like straight limonene. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but I don't give a shit. I can't imagine what the terp levels are on these. I would love to see their terp profiles. I guarantee they got to be up there. The one with limonene especially has to be up there. That it smelled like straight concentrate almost. Like it was very good job. The people at Urban Extracts are no joke, and mark my words, dispos, you're going to want to establish strong relationships with this team ASAP, as soon as possible, because if you wait to get in with these guys, you're going to have to get in line. I imagine everybody's going to want to get in with these guys. Every dispensary that likes making money is going to want to get in with these guys because they're solid. They're solid. Their stuff is dead on. Great work. Everybody at Urban Extracts, once again, yet on something else. You guys keep killing it, but I already know that's what you were going to do anyway. So good job to you guys. And just so people know, the last time that I said to look out for a company, it was 1889 Farms, dude. So you do with that what you will. Do with that what you want. And when it comes to getting recreational on the presidential ballot, we did it. We did it. As I'm sure you've already heard by the time this comes out, this is going to be a late one for this, but whatever. We're rescheduling, etc. So we're on Saturdays now. 29,000 signatures were turned in on Tuesday, May 7th. This is being recorded on Mother's Day. To Secretary of State Monet Johnson's office. Sweet name, by the way. That office now has until August 13th to validate the signatures. 17,508 valid signatures are needed for it to be placed on the November presidential ballot. So, big thank you to Matthew Schweik. I'm going to say Schweik. And all of the people working with South Dakotans for better marijuana laws. I can't imagine the work that you guys have done. And everybody working there, all the insane hours that you guys must have been putting in the past few years. But I feel like it's time. Like, we're ready for recreational to move forward in the state. And as patients, we got to remember to support the little guys so that the corporate giants don't corner the market. You smoke what you like. Don't let me or anybody else influence what you enjoy and you getting what you enjoy. You know, if it comes down to you ignoring me, ignore me. Like, smoke what you like. And if that happens to be a corporate giant, well, I guess they're just doing it better for you than they are for other people. I'm really into like sweet shit for some reason lately. I can't put it down. Cream cake, fucking that LA Kush. I'm into all of it. Now, haven't we been through all of this recreational approval before? Doesn't this seem like deja vu? Wow, what a great question. I'm so glad that you guys decided to ask that. What makes this time different than the other two times? Schweik said in an interview with Marijuana Moment that he's, and I quote, extremely confident that we have enough signatures to qualify for the November ballot. Every penny of the budget for the signature drive came from within South Dakota this time, with almost all of it coming from members of the medical cannabis community. And that's huge. We didn't have to get outside help this time. Matthew went on to discuss reasons for supporting this rescheduling. I think for me, and I quote again, I think for me, the strongest reason at its core is that if we're going to allow alcohol to be legal in our society, that it makes absolutely no sense to punish people for using cannabis because alcohol is more harmful to the individual and to society than cannabis, end quote. And he is 100% correct. This guy, Matty boy, I like you. I like you, Matt. You seem to have a real good head on your shoulders. If alcohol came out today, this is my opinion. If alcohol came out today, there's no way it would be legal. No way in absolute hell it would be legal. It's a drug that lowers inhibitions and is proven to make people more violent. Proven. The cause of almost every domestic dispute that turns violent. Literal brain and liver poison that kills people. No fucking way. No way. It wouldn't even pass to be a medicine, dude. It would be a street drug. Other reasons to support recreational and the rescheduling. Both would allow law enforcement resources to be redirected elsewhere. Like, just spitballing here. Let's say fighting meth and fentanyl, maybe? Huh? Stopping that dog shit? That'd be nice. Rescheduling would increase access to medical marijuana cards for patients in need, and both would generate new tax revenue as well as create a ton of jobs for American citizens. I can't believe Trump's not all over this legalization shit. It would make so many jobs. So why are we on the third attempt for recreational in South Dakota? Why did it fail in 2020 when we all know that it fucking didn't? It failed because the South Dakota Supreme Court upheld a judge's ruling that it violated a very tiny single subject rule for constitutional amendments. And this was a challenge begun by the one and only KRISTI NOEM. You know, KRISTI NOEM. That lady that told us she trusted us to vote the right way and then changed her mind when it wasn't what she wanted. You know, for the people. Noem also tried, nobody talked about this, but she also tried to delay the legalization of medical marijuana by a full year in 2021, but that proposal luckily failed. What a dick, dude. Matty boy, Matt the man, said the single subject rule in 2021 tied his hands and quote, it tied his hands in quotes in terms of writing the type of comprehensive policy I would have liked to write. We're taking a conservative approach in response to this ruling and not taking any chances. Good fucking job, dude. Next year, if successful, measure backers plan to work with the legislature to pass implementation legislation, and once again, quote, that will spell out those missing pieces. Matt hopes, I'm going to just call him Matt because I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He hopes reclassification will, well, I'm going to call him Matthew. That's what it's down as. Matthew hopes reclassification will help normalize cannabis to South Dakota voters. There are plenty of people and groups, though, that are on the other side of the aisle when it comes to marijuana, and they think that it will literally destroy society. I'm not joking. If made legal, we're talking actual anarchy in the streets kind of shit. End of times. One of these fun-loving, awesome groups is Protecting South Dakota Kids. Here to save the children. A nonprofit group opposing marijuana legalization. These guys also fought against the 2022 legalization efforts, sadly successfully. Their chairman is a man by the name of Jim Kenyon, and he is just a gem. Just an absolute pearl of a man. A shining light in the darkness that is marijuana. Just kidding. This guy he's a turd. Just to give you a taste of who this guy is, a pamphlet he wrote in 2022 states that legalization, and I quote, would swing the door. There's only one voice I can do this in. I'm sorry. But legalization would swing the door wide open for higher crime rates, which has been disproven. Increased unalive, which I hate that I have to say that word when we have a word for it, rates. Society itself is experiencing, oh, this is my words. See, I fucked it up. Society itself is experiencing an increase in this fucking stupid word. This is what threw me off. This dumbass word, unaliving in individuals that has no correlation with cannabis. None whatsoever. There's an increase in suicide across the board having nothing to do with fucking, it's not localized in people that use cannabis or the cannabis industry or fucking anything. Okay? Traffic fatalities. Alcohol's legal, so right there. Workplace injuries. Some medications can't be used while operating heavy machinery, etc. And mental health problems. We covered this very rare instances last week. If you want to know about mental health problems, last week we covered that. These statements range from unfounded to flat out bold-faced lies, dude. People like this, they put kids in their organization's title to make themselves seem like righteous individuals, like they're protecting the children of America. It's classic fear-mongering. Follow me, and what I say or something bad will happen to you and your kids. It's absolute bullshit. What does this super dangerous proposal propose? It proposes legalized recreational marijuana for adults aged 21 and over, possession limits of 2 ounces of flour and 16 grams of concentrates containing up to 1,600 milligrams of THC, and also plant cultivation, basically putting us on equal levels with Germany and other educated countries that go by studies and not fear-mongering BS. South Dakota isn't the only state, unfortunately, fighting for marijuana legalization, and we're not the only ones fighting ignorant turds either. While North Dakota is quietly fighting for legalization, Louisiana marijuana advocates are dealing with people like Gene Mills. Gene Mills is from the Louisiana Family Forum. It's an organization against recreational marijuana in their state. Family right there in the name, so you know who they're here to protect. But we're too smart for that, right? Aren't we? Aren't you? Aren't you? We're too smart for that, okay? So we know that that's just fear-mongering, plain and simple. Do what we say and follow us or your family is doomed. You know, that old bullshit. Gene he goes so far as to refer to the cannabis cabal trying to legalize the drug. He also refers to THCA and Delta 8 products, etc., being sold at gas stations in Louisiana as gas station heroin. He's just too fucking dumb for words. The guy's just too dumb. He's too stupid. Florida votes for recreational this fall, but the Republicans there, led by their governor, DeSantis, have started an opposition campaign against the bill. Remind you of anybody? So they're also having to fight their governor for their rights. And good luck to every single one of you guys. And I wish you all the best. I hope you all have great success in your fights. Last but not least, here's the part that might burn a couple bridges for me, okay? But hear me out. Where I'm on KRISTI NOEM's side for one thing, and this may be the only thing ever. A lot of people who live in cities, apparently, you don't get how people on farms and small towns live. I understand you guys disregard the entire center of the country as if we're all backwoods idiot hicks who don't know any better and just farm because we're too stupid to do anything else. But you obviously don't know anything. And not that I'm a farmer or have any idea what that fully entails, but I know a lot of them and I grew up around it. The dog shooting, okay? A lot of people who live in cities, you might not get it, but unfortunately, shooting a dog is not uncommon in rural areas. As a farmer, you have to protect your livestock. That's your livelihood. That's your life. All of your money is tied up in that. So they're gonna protect their livelihood with everything they've got, right? Wouldn't you? So they're not gonna put themselves, their family, their pets, their friends, livestock, anything at risk for a wild or uncontrollable dog. And also, you know, we don't simply have the money to do what you think we should do with that. Like where I live, if a wild or dangerous dog is reported in the small town, the town cop has to catch it, lure it somehow into the back of his cop car, drive it out of town, most of the time to the dump, and let it out and shoot it. And a lot of places simply don't have animal control. They can't afford it. It's not even a thing. And no vet's going to let you just bring in a wild, crazy dog around here and risk their workers, which they're usually short-staffed anyways, and everything else to try and euthanize this dog. Most of them will turn you down. So, I mean, do I agree with this? No. But do I understand that sometimes things like this happen? Yes. Now, you might say Kristi Noem has money, and sure, maybe she could have paid someone to deal with this dog, but not at zero risk. Someone would have had to have taken a risk. And we'd be talking about what? The man who was disfigured because Kristi Noem tried to have him take care of her unruly dog, the man or woman or whoever. If the dog attacked them, got loose or hurt them, it'd be all over the fucking news either way. And she didn't break the law. So that's where you should focus if you're really upset about this. Why is it okay to shoot dogs in South Dakota and almost every other state? If you want to do something, maybe change that. Start another movement like the legalized cannabis movement. Start it now. Start it from the ground up. Plenty of people love dogs. I'm sure you could get tons of funding. Within a couple years, you could probably get this law changed most places. So go right ahead. Stand up and make a change. Don't attack her for doing what people do. It's just how it's done. I'm sorry. It's not pretty. It's probably not right, but she's not. Everybody's singling her out like she's the only person that does this. Every farmer around here almost has had to shoot a dog. So I don't know. I think it's just people who don't understand. You talk about how we're ignorant and we don't know anything and we're all dumb, but maybe you guys are a little too sheltered and don't realize how things are some places. Not that it's right. And like I said, go ahead and change it. I'm not going to fight you. Hell, I'll sign the petition for that too. And also, I watched the CBS interview, and CBS can go fuck themselves. What they did was wrong. I don't personally like Kristi because she's so anti-marijuana with no backing or scientific research whatsoever, just because it's popular. But that doesn't mean that it's okay to do bad stuff to somebody just because they are doing something you don't agree with. And that wasn't an interview. It was a blatant, flat-out attack. They wouldn't let her out of tough questions, which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. Stick her with the tough questions. But then they would turn and make excuses for Nikki Haley and her flip-flopping opinions by saying, that's just how politics are. It was absolute trash, I think. And just because you don't agree with somebody is no reason to hate them flat out and just go against them on everything. So while I don't agree with her nor think that she should, be VP or even governor of South Dakota, I don't think we should be attacking her for this. Thanks for smoking that ish.